Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to part number 2 of our Backlash pay-per-view. This is our 5th match of the evening. Hideo Itami defending his Nitro Television Championship against Neville, the former champion Neville, the guy that Hideo actually beat to win this championship. If you've not seen part number 1 of this video already, then I suggest you go back and watch that one, because there may be some spoilers in this one that you might not want to know. And of course, you will find a link to the previous video in the description below. So there's no excuses, really, is there? Even if you're not going to watch it, at least go back and give me the view and a like. Why not? Why not? I would love you forever if you did that. I really would. Anyway, Hideo Itami, massive week it has been for Hideo. If you've not seen our last episode of Nitro, Hideo Itami defeated the Nitro champion BROGK Lesnar one-on-one. And why is that not working again? I fixed that. I have fixed it again, and it still says Custom Championship. 2K, please pull your fingers out of your behinds and sort some of this stuff out. Really, I'm not going to sort it out now. They're too busy working on 2K17, I suppose. But still, come on, the simple things, like keep wiping that. I've changed that to the Television Championship so many times now. Anyway, enough of my moaning. Basically, yeah, I'm really wondering what we should do with Hideo Itami. After that big victory against BROGK Lesnar, I'm trying to decide if we should really give Hideo Itami some sort of reward for that. I think he deserves a reward. I really do, and I'm not quite sure. It's all going to depend on what happens here this evening, but I will try and come up with something. Of course, Neville here, the former television champion, the first television champion in the Universe mode. Neville lost the belt to Hideo Itami a couple of months back now, and Hideo's held it ever since. And now Neville here looking to try and regain that championship. And this is going to be a pretty damn good match, isn't it? Let's just face it. Let's just face it. We've got two of the top up-and-coming talents in the WWE. Both currently out injured in real life, which is very disappointing. But I wonder whether Neville now might be on the verge of coming back, but they might just be waiting. And they'll just bring him back during the draft. Makes sense, doesn't it? There's no point in bringing him back the week before. Just wait and just get someone to draft him. Because they can act it like a surprise draft, I suppose, because people don't really. It will be out of a lot of people's minds, I would imagine. A lot of people are probably not thinking about Neville right now, and they've probably forgotten about him. So bringing him back in would be a big surprise, I think, for some people. That's what it's all for, the Custom Championship, because the game decides that's what it wants to call it. I might just have to create a second belt, I think, and just delete that one. That might be the best way forward. So here we go. Of course, we do have 3 matches for you in this part of the video. We have this one, of course, Hideo Itami versus Neville for the Television Championship. After this, we will see the Young Bucks defend their Tag Team Championships against reDragon. That's going to be a Tornado Extreme Rules match. And then, of course, our big main event is going to be BROGK Lesnar taking on Samoa Joe. And so far, beginning this match has been very touchy-feely. Just trying to feel the other one out and try and see what they can get away with and what might end up becoming a problem. Testing the waters of each other. Trying to get the upper hand in some of these chain wrestling attacks. And so far, Hideo's on top. Wrenching Neville's arm back. Neville needs to fight free and eventually Hideo just lets him go. But what sort of damage has that done to Neville's arm? And probably Hideo should have just kept a hold of that until Neville could break free himself, because Neville straight back out, and look at that super kick to the face of Hideo Itami, and that's a championship losing super kick, that is. Now Neville straight away, another big kick to the chest, and we know Hideo for his striking ability, but at the moment it seems that Neville's the one hitting the hard strikes in this one. Another big kick to the back there by Neville. Went for that overhand, but Hideo fights free in an overhand of his own. Hideo bringing Neville off that far rope and went for a clothesline. Neville come back with that elbow to the face. Hideo with a stiff kick of his own to the side of the head and then a knee to the gut. And this match has been very aggressive so far. Not many big impactful moves that we thought there would be, but quite a lot of strikes. As Neville just goes clattering to the ground below. Hideo joins him on the outside, and this match is getting a little bit more personal now. Straight off the ring post by Hideo, showing a real aggressive side Hideo now. Of course, that massive victory over BROGK Lesnar must fill him full of confidence. Well, Neville reversed Hideo there. I think Hideo was going for some sort of shoulder block or spear or something on them sort of lines, and Neville sort of reversed it into a really quick snap suplex. Oh, another big stiff kick to the side of the head by Hideo. Went for another big kick, but Neville avoids it and slides back into the ring. Referee up to a 7 count. Hideo joins him back in the ring as well. Now, I've been saying recently that we may be seeing quite a lot of trades coming up this week, going towards SmackDown because of the current... oh, what a move that is. Because of the current Global Cruiserweight Championship that will be finaling next week, so keep an eye out for that. And both these guys are potentials to be involved in that. However, of course, one of them is going to be holding that television championship, so I wouldn't expect to see both of them move in. But I would assume maybe Neville, if Neville doesn't win here. Neville must be a prime example of someone that should be going across to join that Cruiserweight division. Hideo with springboard dropkick. Bringing Neville back up to his feet, but Neville reversing into a jawbreaker. And sends Hideo into the corner as well. Neville just surveying the situation now, sending Hideo into the far corner. Follows him up with that running elbow. Well, Neville's going to go for a springboard. I haven't seen a lot of springboards. No, he's not as good up top. But Hideo's back up to his feet. Is Neville going to risk it? Oh, he shouldn't have risked it. He should have got down when he had the chance. As he was coming down, Hideo caught him in the gut and Neville dropped. Now Hideo bringing Neville back up to his feet. Neville fights free. There's a big stiff right hand. German suplex by Neville. Now bringing Hideo back up to his feet. Now, I wonder if we're going to see a red arrow here. That'd be cracking. Cracking Gromit. Reverse Rana there by Neville. Bringing Hideo away from the ropes. Is he potentially going to be lining him up? No, he goes in for the pin. I thought he might be positioning there for a red arrow. Neville in with a pin, but it's only enough for a 2 count. Big elbow to the top of the head there by Neville. Neville now just surveying the situation. You need to continue working on Hideo. You can't, when you've got him in this situation, just put your hands on your hips and wait there for a couple of seconds. You need to continue the assault, Neville. Neville now dragon suplex bridge. Didn't go for the pin though. I thought he might have done. Again, Neville just rolling Hideo over. Now he's got in position perfectly. Is he going to go for a red arrow here and potentially try and win this championship quickly? He does hit the red arrow perfectly. In for the pin. 1, 2, and on. Hideo Itami kicked out. I was almost pen in hand there, ready to mark this match as done. Both guys back up to their feet. Hideo now spinning Neville round, gets him behind, and he's going to go for a dragon suplex of his own. Such a vicious move now. Hideo signaling for something. Neville back up on his feet. Hideo taking him down. Another clothesline. Catches the boot and Neville spins and trips him. Hideo now bringing Neville back up to his feet. And we've seen many, many taken out by this combination of strikes. A couple of big kicks to the chest. And that spinning heel kick. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. And it's not enough. Neville kicks out as well. Both these guys really on top form here. Either of these two could really walk over the championship. It could be anyone at the moment. Ace crusher there by Neville. Bringing Hideo back up to his feet. Spins him round reverse. Hurricanrana once again. And Hideo looks down. Is he possibly out? Neville drops into the pin. Do we have a brand new television champion? 1, 2, and oh, Hideo kicked out again on the brink of 3. I don't know how he did that. I don't think Neville knows, and just out of frustration more than anything, a big kick to the back of Hideo. Neville bringing Hideo back up to his feet, gets around the back once again, looks for a German suplex. Hideo managing to break free with that arm drag. Catching Neville, takes him up into a brainbuster. Hideo bringing Neville back up to his feet. And here he goes again with a striking combination. Big back fist. A couple of stiff kicks to the chest. And then the reverse heel kick right to the gut. It wasn't enough the first time. It would be enough to finish Neville off the second time. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Oh, God, this game. Come on, write it better. He should have pinned him like 10 seconds ago here, but he pins him now. 2. And it's only enough for a 2 count. See? If he hadn't have walked around the ring first, then I think that would have been enough for a 3 count, you know. Both guys back up, but Hideo straight with that stiff drop kick. And now Hideo lines Neville up. Are we possibly going to see a GTS? Up on the shoulders, it looks like it could be a GTS. And there it is, Neville down. Is he out though? Surely he's out. 1, 2, and no, Neville kicked out. Holy munchkin tits. How on earth did Neville kick out of that? He's taken 2 sets of striking combinations and a GTS from Hideo Itami, and still Neville's back up and fighting. Hideo fights his way out of that suplex. Again, another reverse heel kick to the chest, and went for that big kick. I think he's leg caught the rope, and Neville just seems to be waiting for the inevitable there. But no, Hideo missed that kick twice. Not quite sure how or why, or where or when or how. Or, I don't even know. I don't even know what happened there. Neville now bringing Hideo back up to his feet, spins him round, reverse hurricanrana for a 3rd time in the match. I believe that might be one of Neville's signature maneuvers. Pulls Hideo into the middle of the ring. Could this be brand new television champion? 1, 2, and no, Hideo kicks out now as well. What a match of just incredible false finishes. I don't know what it's going to take for one of these 2 guys to finish the other one off. Hideo with the arm drag. Gets around the back of Neville, German suplex. Again, bringing Neville back up to his feet. Oh, and this could be the beginning of the end. Hideo now with the striking combinations once again. Reverse heel kick. In for the pin. And surely this is a successful championship defense here for Hideo. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. What is Neville made out of? Big knee to the back there by Hideo. Neville fights him through with that boot to the face. Russian leg sweep. Neville now rolling Hideo over. Stamping on that knee. Clever move. Weakens the leg, and that can reduce the power behind some of the strikes that Hideo can send your way. Reverse hurricanrana. And surely, at some point, somebody's going to have to win this match. Surely at some point. This wasn't supposed to be an Iron Man match, but it's really panning out that way, isn't it? There's the pin by Neville. Is it going to be enough? 1, 2... And oh my word. Hideo Itami kicks out of another reverse hurricanrana. Neville really needs a red arrow. There's the ace crusher, and that could be the perfect positioning for Neville. Hideo is down, perfectly positioned. Neville's taking a little bit longer to get to that top rope now. Waiting for the opportune moment. Hideo looking to be moving, but it's not enough. There's Neville. Red arrow. 1, 2, and 3. And we have a brand new television champion for the 2nd time in this universe mode. Neville picks up the Nitro Television Championship. And what an incredible match that was. Wow, that was really good, that match was. The sort of match that I feel that we should even just upload as a separate match. I was considering doing that before, just picking out some of the better matches from the universe mode and uploading them into our random match playlist. I think I might actually do that for this match, because this was a really good one. This was the first, I believe, of the red arrows. Perfectly hit. But it was not enough to keep Hideo down the first time. Both these guys with so many false finishes. There was the reverse hurricanrana. We thought again may have been enough to finish off Hideo Itami, but obviously Hideo Itami had different ideas. As Neville rolled him over. And I think it's just the time it takes to line these people up and get them into the middle of the ring away from the ropes. And here it is. Poetry in motion. The red arrow. Neville hooks the pin. And I don't think Hideo was going to kick out of that one. So Neville takes his second reign as the Nitro Television Champion. And as you can see, he's incredibly happy about that. And that's probably not the scene that SmackDown wanted to see. SmackDown was desperate to get a hold of Neville to bolster their Cruiserweight division. But now with Neville winning this championship is going to make things very, very difficult for SmackDown to try and prize him away. Almost impossible for SmackDown to prize him away. So well done to Neville. And we're going to have a pretty damn good month with the television championship. I've already got in mind exactly who's going to be going for it. And you'll have to find out tomorrow on Nitro exactly who that's going to be. And here we come up to our next match this evening. It's going to be our current Nitro Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, defending those belts against reDragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish in a Tornado Tag Team Extreme Rules match. So anything goes. First pinfall or submission inside the ring wins. This is going to be a cracking match. And here we go. Wow. It's a long loading screen when you've got two tag teams, isn't it, really? Here's reDragon. Of course, you've got Kyle O'Reilly on the near side. Bobby Fish on the far side. Both guys, such talented wrestlers. As a tag team, they're incredible. But two very complex? That's not the right word. Two very good single stars as well. Let's just say that. That's a bit easier. And I think at some point I'd love to see these two guys get singles opportunities. I'm a massive Kyle O'Reilly fan. A massive Bobby Fish fan as well, actually. But I think Kyle O'Reilly for me is the top dog. I want to see Kyle O'Reilly face off against Zack Sabre Jr. again. What a cracking match that was. And here come the tag team champions. The Young Bucks won the belts, of course, as part of the... Well... Nitro was at a problem. They didn't have the best of tag team divisions. So we brought in 4 external tag teams, 4 indie tag teams. And we put them into a #1 contendership tag team tournament. Those, of course, were reDragon, the Young Bucks, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, and the American Wolves. Young Bucks did go on to win that match. And, of course, they went on to defeat Blake and Murphy for the tag team championships. And since then, they have been a pretty formidable team. They have defended the belts once so far, and today is going to be their second championship defense. And this is going to be crazy because this is all-out war tornado match as well. So we're going to see some craziness going on. Extreme rules, so weapons are allowed. I just wish they'd bring back tag team ladder match. Tag team ladder match for me would have been fantastic here. It would have really suited the situation that we were trying to bring forward, especially the wrestlers we've got as well. The moment looks pretty even at the moment. Both teams getting some aggression. Bobby Fish accidentally throwing his tag team partner there into accidentally throwing his opponents into his tag team partner. Matt Jackson with a Hurricanrana. Nick Jackson sending Kyle O'Reilly off the far rope and into a super kick, and all of a sudden the Young Bucks are in control of this match. I wonder how long it'll be before we see two of these guys collide to the outside. There's a lot of dangerous tools that can be used out there. Remember, it is Extreme Rules, so no disqualifications, no count-outs. So yeah, pinfalls and submissions only count within the confines of the ring, though. And all of a sudden, reDragon are in control of this match. So be sure to stick around. Of course, we do have one more match left for you after this one, and that is the big one, the Nitro Championship match, as we're going to see Brock Lesnar defend his belt against Samoa Joe. Brock Lesnar only won the belt a couple of weeks ago away from Kevin Owens, and I'm sure he'd be desperate to try and keep a hold of it, but after losing to Hideo Itami on Nitro last week, Brock Lesnar's confidence is not quite where it was. Kyle O'Reilly with a Northern Light suplex, and finally we do have a little bit of separation here. Matt Jackson put in Bobby Fish's head against the ring post and slamming it against there again. Nick Jackson on the inside of an ace crusher, straight for a pin, as Matt Jackson once again sending the head of Bobby Fish off that ring post. And almost a freak out there for Nick Jackson in the middle of the ring off that ace crusher. Matt Jackson now sending Bobby Fish into the barricade. Matt Jackson looked to go for like a Salida del Sol there, or a Seth Walker, but Bobby Fish did a fantastic job of catching him into a power slam. And it seems to be no one can really take full control of this match, as there's a brainbuster by Kyle O'Reilly, middle of the ring. In for the pin he goes. Matt Jackson's not quite noticed as yet, but Nick Jackson had enough to kick out, and this match still continues onwards. Overcastle by Kyle O'Reilly, middle of the ring. And no weapons in use yet. Of course, Matt Jackson and Bobby Fish are fighting on the outside, but so far nobody's resorted to the use of weaponry. Kyle O'Reilly butterfly suplex in the middle of the ring on Nick Jackson. Has a double armbar here. Matt Jackson has got an armbar on the outside of the ring on Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly an armbar on the inside of the ring. And straight away Nick Jackson straight up into a spear. This could be enough, you know, to... Oh, it's not enough. Kyle O'Reilly kicked out. And that really could have been interesting, that. Just out of nowhere, Nick Jackson is getting up and ploughing through Kyle O'Reilly into that spear. And that put Nick Jackson in control. This one, Nick is now stalking the grounded. Kyle O'Reilly takes him down into a super kick. Matt Jackson slides in there. Bobby Fish is bugged. And Kyle O'Reilly kicked out. Matt, can you go and help Bobby Fish? He's a bit broken here. He doesn't quite know what's going on. He's like a bug in the window. Thank you, Matt. Appreciated. Matt Jackson now again taking Kyle O'Reilly against... taking Bobby Fish, sorry, against that ring post. Fish is going to be just concussed by the end of this match, I would imagine. Just knocked silly after so many collisions with that ring post. Brainbuster once again by Kyle O'Reilly, middle of the ring. And he's going for it here. And he's got it. Kyle O'Reilly picks up the victory. We have brand new tag team champions reDragon have defeated the Young Bucks in what was quite a quick match. I think the loading screen was longer than the match was, but still, it was effective nonetheless. Great win here. Kyle O'Reilly picking up the victory over Nick Jackson, middle of the ring. There was the first brainbuster. Wasn't enough to keep Nick down for the free count, as we shall see here. But with Matt Jackson, yeah, this is the point here. You can't quite see, but Matt Jackson had Bobby Fish locked into the armbar on the outside. And you see Nick Jackson just peed off there, gets straight up and just spears Kyle O'Reilly out of his boots, but not quite enough. And here we see Nick Jackson starting the super kick party. And this is where Bobby Fish got bugged for no apparent reason. He's trying to get out the window, but he doesn't realise there's glass there. Just like stuck like a fly. But it wasn't enough for reDragon to lose the match there. But there we go, the spiked DDT. That execution then followed up by the brain buster. You got Bobby Fish and Matt Jackson fighting just off camera there, but it was enough for Kyle O'Reilly to pick up the free count. So well done to reDragon. They are the brand new Nitro Tag Team Champions. Well deserved, and I'm sure that the Young Bucks will already have in their mind that they want to get them championships back. But of course, we don't give rematches in this universe mode, especially not in a match where they weren't really overly strong in this match. I don't think either team was. It was quite a quick match. So if Young Bucks want an opportunity to get these belts back, they are going to have to fight for them. They're going to have to earn #1 contendership by doing something pretty impressive. What that is, I don't know as yet. But I'm sure we'll figure something out as the next month's universe mode comes into play. It is now time for our main event of the evening. That is going to be Brock Lesnar defending his Nitro Championship against Samoa Joe. And here we go. The following match is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Nitro Brand Championship. Introducing first. Brock Lesnar's coming out first, is he? I thought they normally have the... normally the challenger comes out first, but Brock Lesnar's elected to in this case. Of course, Brock Lesnar won that Nitro Championship by defeating Kevin Owens, good old KO Kevin Owens, a couple of weeks back at our Payback pay-per-view. And now here he is with his first championship defense. Now, we knew that We knew that we only had 2 weeks between Payback and this pay-per-view, so what we did do is we allowed the Samoa Joe versus CM Punk feud to become for the #1 contendership. Samoa Joe won the match at Payback, and now that is giving him this opportunity here to face off against the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar for this Nitro Championship. I've already got roughly in my mind next month what I want to try and do feud-wise, but there is one key thing that may change depending on the result of this match. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, with Hideo losing his television championship, we still want to try and reward him somehow. He defeated Brock Lesnar on Nitro on Monday. And maybe even though he lost his championship, the television championship, in the last match earlier on this evening, maybe he should be getting an opportunity to go forward for the Nitro Championship at some point. Who knows? I think he should. I think he deserves it after that win. As Lesnar awaiting the entrance of the DLC Samoa Joe. So Joe did defeat CM Punk in their feud at Payback, and that allowed Samoa Joe to not only win the feud against his long-time rival CM Punk, and when I say long-time rival, I'm talking 10-15 years. They had some incredible matches over in Ring of Honor in the early 2000s. If you've not seen them, then be sure to go and try and check them out. Very long matches. I think they had 3 matches, and I think the first 2 ended in hour-long draws, and the third one I think went for like an hour and 20 minutes, but it did end up with a winner. So we tried to use that previous history to build our feud on. Samoa Joe came out on top and has not only the pleasure of defeating CM Punk, but now the pleasure of getting an opportunity to win the Nitro Championship away from the Beast incarnate that is Brock Lesnar. This match for me is going to be one of the most even all night. I cannot place my finger on one or the other to win this one. I really can't at the moment. This really could go either way for me. That's what it's all for in our main event here this evening. The Nitro Championship. Mr. Generic, the referee, holds it up high. Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. We are underway. And it's Samoa Joe straight away slamming Brock Lesnar with that big front slam. And all of a sudden, Samoa Joe just taking full control, but Brock Lesnar back up. And you're not going to keep Lesnar down for that long. You're really not. Back elbow. Joe sending Lesnar over the top rope. And Joe brings Lesnar in the hard way. Belly to belly over the top rope. Not seen that before. That's pretty cool, actually. It's amazing, isn't it? I've been playing this game. Well, not playing it. I've been making videos on this game now for 8 to 10 months. And still I'm seeing certain moves I've never seen before from some of these people. Now Brock Lesnar trying to show some power of his own. Big, almost wasn't a clothesline, more of just a takedown. But when you do it like that, when somebody's running towards you, that can knock someone unconscious. That can just, that can give you whiplash. That's vicious. Talking of vicious, Lesnar continues with a strike to the back of the grounded Samoa Joe. Lesnar now bringing Joe back up to his feet. Up onto his shoulder, Joe fights free. And I wonder who Joe will be going against at NXT TakeOver. For me, they've just sort of confirmed recently that Finn Balor will be up on the main roster very, very soon. Now, I'm saying this because it's been hinted in the last set of tapings that we would see Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Although, it seems like that match is now going to be taking place on NXT, not on NXT TakeOver. So for a match of that caliber to take place on a normal weekly show rather than the pay-per-view, makes me think that Finn Balor's not going to be there for the next pay-per-view. Or maybe it could be Nakamura. It could be both. I can see Nakamura going up to the main roster pretty quickly because surely they must have seen how over he is in NXT and just thought to themselves, you know what, let's just stick him on the main roster and get him to knee some people in the head. That's good enough for me. Lesnar with a trio of Germans. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Big kick to the back of Samoa Joe. And Lesnar stalking the grounded Samoa Joe. This could end up being a very quick match as well. We've had quite a few quick matches here this evening. Joe gets planted with an F5. And ladies and gentlemen, this could be one of the quickest matches of the evening. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Brock Lesnar demolishing Samoa Joe and retaining his Nitro Championship. Wow, Samoa Joe, you've really not put yourself across very well this evening. You've just been absolutely decimated. Granted, by a beast, but still you've been decimated. You shouldn't be being beaten that quickly by Brock Lesnar. That was the pin after the trio of Germans. Not quite enough to keep Samoa Joe down. The Samoan submission machine. But you see Brock Lesnar here just stalking his prey. Pops him up onto the shoulders. And plants him with the F5. Dead center of the ring. Lesnar in with a pin. And that was enough for Lesnar to successfully retain his Nitro Championship. So Lesnar is going to have a bit longer than a 2-week reign. Which is always good to hear. And it's going to be very interesting now to see just who Lesnar will be facing off against at our next pay-per-view. Not quite sure when that is yet. Not quite sure if that's week number 2 of next month or week number 4. But either way, it's going to be a hell of a match, a hell of a build-up. I do have a plan in mind for this one. And I'm hoping you guys aren't going to be disappointed. Well, I don't think you will be. I think you'll be quite happy, hopefully. Well, that is the end of this episode. And that is the end of Backlash. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, it would be incredible if you would hit that like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more WWE 2K16 action, as well as quite a few other games that I'm doing to my channel now as well. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I shall see you all very, very soon. Well, tomorrow, in fact, for our next episode of Nitro. Let's see the fallout and let's see who's going to be going for the championships next month. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I shall see you all. I've just done that already, haven't I? I messed this up. Well, let's just say goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Yeah, bye.